What is going on, certified homies? Welcome to a special edition of CRO After Dark, where if you could tell behind us, the colors are orange and blue for the New York Knicks winning one of the absolute goated championship runs of all time. Is that fair to say? Am I over exaggerating?
You're not. You're not. It's really fair to say. And yeah, I didn't even see your lights there behind you. I didn't sleep much. I'm not gonna be focused today. I think it's been a rough several weeks following the playoffs in Europe. This is the best playoff run in history of basketball.
So to be clear, you're a big time Knicks fan.
Since
Like, OG, you followed the team through some of the worst teams
and some
history.
of the great ones in the 90s, but like
The
yeah,
2000s were tough.
man, you know what was tough in the 2000? I was able to convince myself every year that this year we're gonna be competitive.
Sure.
Not win the title. Like that was
Sure.
never on the table. That was never an option. But this year we're not laughing stock.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really
This
work
year
out.
we're laughing at the stock.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. I like that.
So
like that.
I'm a Knicks fan by means of the Rangers, who are the brothers of the Knicks by means of playing at MSG. So I mean, I watched the whole run, but I'm not nearly as much of a fan as you are. But still, like, I might become.
You
I don't want to
should.
say I'm bandwagon because whenever they were in the playoffs, I was always watching them. But would I watch every regular season game? No, I watched the major ones, the competitive ones. But like this, I was telling you offline. I'm like, I gotta buy a Jalen Brunson jersey now. I just have to.
I think we're too old to wear jerseys in general, in public. I get it, recording a podcast, all that, but like, I don't know, a T-shirt, something like that is fine. Jerseys, like when I see those people in the arenas wearing jerseys, I think it's just kind of sad.
That's a spicy take. I might have to end this episode. I hate that take. I love wearing jerseys. I don't wear it like
I don't
going.
know.
I'll wear it if I'm going to the gym, if it's like a playoff day and I just want to
Sure,
express my fandom. But I don't know, like that's the point.
I could tolerate that.
When you go to the arena, that's the point to wear the jersey. It's to show the team and the fans and everyone. Like that's the point of buying. I feel like that's a major reason of buying a jersey. Where else would you wear the jersey if you're gonna buy? Or you just advocating like no one for any reason should buy a jersey if you're like
no,
above 30?
not like a statement like something like that. But I just think there's a certain age. After that age, it just becomes childish to wear a jersey for a
Damn.
team that you're not gonna play on. Or
Damn,
like,
that's a spicy take. I was talking. We were like texting throughout the whole like championship.
I
run.
didn't even know you were a Knicks fan until we figured out during this run. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're just like MSG brothers. I had to follow them.
Close
and
enough. That's good enough.
What a fucking run. And I was super hyped. Like I watched every game in the playoffs. I watched and just incredible run. So as we were talking through this, I was like, want to just like jump on the pod and just talk about the Knicks? And you're like, yeah. But obviously I don't want to make it just about the Knicks. So I had the idea of like what the Knicks taught us. Sorry, what the Knicks can teach us about B2B
B2B
and
sales.
this championship run.
B2B sales. B2B sales.
No,
Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
it's not B2B sales. It's just B2B. If it's B2B sales, that's too specific. I want to broaden it out a bit more so we can
Okay.
get more people into the
Okay.
umbrella.
Okay.
So I have a list of things, Sonny, I'd like to go down, and then let's discuss those things as they relate to B2B, but also the Knicks. Is that cool with you?
Anything Knicks related is cool with me.
Okay. So, number one, be mentally resistant in B2B and for the Knicks. Just because you're down doesn't necessarily mean you're out. Because in this championship run, obviously the goated game was game 4 where they were down 29 points. Like, nearing close to the end of the game, which is absurd. Like, maybe the best comeback history or comeback in the history of the NBA playoffs,
No, there's no maybe in that sentence. Let's be clear about that.
which is absurd.
There's
But-
no maybe. Yep.
But every game, or not every game, those games won, I think 1, 3, 4, 5, they were down.
No, I think 4 or all 5 games they were down double digits in the finals. The Knicks
Yeah.
are 6-2 in the playoffs when down double digits.
That's crazy.
That doesn't make sense. Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, that's a testament to how good the Knicks were. But I think on like the B2B side, there are things that we could do to twist that around to say, Like, what should you think about when it comes to very tactically A/B tests? Just because it's losing for a couple days doesn't mean it's never down and out. It has a chance to come back and win, right?
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
I'll applaud that. That was good.
So that's A/B testing. Well, what about other things? Like when you are working at a company and you might be frustrated with the way the things are going, it doesn't mean you can't necessarily turn it around. You should try and put the work in to try and improve your situation.
I like that as well. In general, I don't like shoving these analogies into B2B stuff because usually it's so fucking dumb when you see someone do it. Like usually but
because it's the Knicks, you're okay with it.
No. Let me try to be specific because of what this Knicks team is like. Like it is a definition of a team that knows what it is. Like everyone on that team know what their role is. The team knows the way they want to play. The main difference and why they won the series, like when you had to score a basket, the Knicks know exactly what they're gonna do. Like you give it to Brunson, go to the free throw, go to the elbow, dribble, find a passer, just a cutter, make the extra pass. The Spurs didn't have anything like that, and that's why they lost. This team knows exactly what its strengths and weaknesses are and what it's supposed to be doing every minute, even when they're losing, even when they're down. They know what their game is supposed to be. So sticking to your guns and knowing what you're supposed to be doing, I think that's the biggest lesson here.
So that's a good segue into like the second one I had, which is always come into every game with a plan of attack and do your best to execute on that plan. But as you're working through that plan, if things change, don't be afraid to adjust. And I think that's what the Knicks, it feels like that's what the Knicks did every game. They had a plan and it didn't necessarily work out for the first couple quarters for some games where they had to adjust
most games.
It was funny. Jalen Brunson's post game, he was like, some of these games they started at 8, but we showed up at 9:30.
Yeah,
that's a funny answer, but I think the reality is a lot of the times the Spurs came to play with a specific game plan, and the Knicks had to adjust. Yeah. Especially with the way that Wemby would play and that team defense that the Spurs played against.
They had really strong pressure defense, but it's not sustainable for 48 minutes. That's the trap that they would keep falling into. And then when they gassed in the third and fourth quarters, that's when you let Brunson cook and do his magic.
So maybe that's another one. So for B2B, don't
pace
shoot
yourself.
Your shot.
Pace yourself.
Pace
Exactly.
Yourself.
Yeah. That's not a bad one. I like that.
But on the side about being able to adjust, take in the information, see what the results are showing, and be able to adjust. So that might mean A/B testing. That might also mean stuff like if you launch a feature and your users hate it, don't be afraid to adjust. Don't stick to a plan just because you had the plan, and don't be afraid to deviate. If it makes sense.
And the best example for that is Game 4, the most historic NBA playoffs game ever played. At least the Knicks have ever played. Jose Alvarado in the third quarter, when things were shitty and bleak, coach just put in Alvarado and magic started happening because they had 2 ball handlers. This was a completely different thing than doing it with Hart and Bridges and Anunoby and Brunson. So yeah, I guess also Deuce was unplayable. I feel bad for him. But yeah, it's
got a ring.
Got a ring. Deserved it. He was bad in the finals, but he deserved it. He deserved. He's a New Yorker. Absolutely.
I forget who said this. There was someone who said we got an A in the group project. He was one of the bench players.
Wait. Yeah, you shared that meme, or you showed me that. Was it
that was funny.
Sohan? No, it wasn't Sohan. It was somebody else. No, Cat. It was Cat.
No, it wasn't Cat. It was a bench.
It was Cat. It was Cat in the last game. It was Cat for sure. Yep.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
I thought it was a bench player. Anyway.
1 of 7, 5 turnovers. Please.
That's funny. I mean, that's bad, but that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one, kind of adjacent to all of this, I think it's trust your experts, trust your stars. What that means in this space is Brunson was the absolute star, but I think it's also in part Bridges, Cat, OG, obviously, Mitchell Robinson. There's certain players that you just brought in the stars and they brought their A game, but they had a plan to trust their stars to execute. And for the most part, those stars executed. And I think on the B2B side, that's if you hire amazing talent at your company, trust them to do good things. Don't hire that talent and then make them do like, don't handcuff their ability to do things. Trust them. Hire A+ talent and then trust that talent to do the things that you hire them to do.
That's very good. I like that. Also, if you think about the talent on the Knicks and talent on the Spurs, like the Knicks talent, you know this guy does that. This guy does this. That's his role.
Yeah.
Spurs, outside of Wemby, I don't know what Vassell, Castle, Fox, like all those Keldon Johnson, what all those guys are supposed to, how they're different. I get it. Like one's a shooter, one's a defender. They're too similar and they don't really know what they're supposed to be doing on the floor. That was my impression watching them in the finals.
Yeah.
So yeah, trust your talent, and your talent better knows what it's talented for.
And I'm not gonna say I'm Jalen Brunson. I'm just gonna say I'm basically Jalen Brunson.
Nobody's Jalen Brunson. Stop
He's
that.
one of one. You know what? That's fair. That's
Stop
fair.
that. There's only one. Like if
That's
you've seen
fair.
He Got Game, the movie, like he's Jesus Shuttlesworth. Like that's Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, he should have a statue outside of MSG.
Oh, he absolutely will have a statue.
Yeah, 100%, and well deserved.
Wow.
Okay, so the next one: have celebrities help you sell your product.
Whoa, that's good. I like that.
So obviously Ben Stiller, Timothy Chalamet, fucking Taylor Swift, Kylie, yeah, Spike Lee. I
that's good. That's really good.
One of my favorite parts of watching this was just watching Fat Joe in like every single clip.
You've been
then he tried and distract Wemby doing like the dumbest shit. It was so funny.
Yeah. It was amazing. It was amazing.
But there's some truth to this, okay? And here's the example. You see Ramp is hiring Brian Baumgartner, who is Kevin from The Office.
Oh, really?
Kevin from The Office, which he played an accountant, right? And Ramp is like accounting related software.
Huh, cool.
So it's like, don't be afraid to use the celebrities. I am also a celebrity. I'm an internet celebrity. You guys can hire me if you want. My rates are pretty fair, but you know what I mean? Like it's something that you should use to help the influencer economy in B2B. I think is just massively underused, which is why Ramp stands out to me as an example of just kicking ass.
Can I just say something political here? There was a podcast video interview, whatever, with daughter of a president. I'm not going to name names, but daughter of a current sitting president, talking about a project in Albania.
Could you be a little bit more specific? I think you're too generic.
Talking about a project, as she said, in the Mediterranean, Albania. How they're going
it's
to
not
build...
the U.S. president.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay. All right.
It was sponsored by Ramp.
Okay.
So I would never use that product for that reason.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Sonny's opinions are his own.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
The other thing that was really funny was you saw, I think it was game 3, DJ Khaled was just on his phone the whole fucking game.
Yes, yeah. Also, he's a Miami Heat fan. Like, why?
Yeah, I thought about that too. I was like, he lives in Miami. What the hell is he doing at a Knicks? He was next to Fat Joe.
Yeah, he was in that area. They were not talking. They were not interacting, if I remember
I thought
correctly.
he brought... Okay, that's interesting. I wonder if...
Maybe at some point. But they were not there together, is the way
That's
I saw
possible.
it.
I didn't think about that. I thought they were together, and I was like, Fat Joe, like everyone in the front, like courtside seats were all getting into it, and like the whole time there was the ball was around that area. I just saw DJ on his phone. I'm like, bro.
Fat Joe is a Knicks legend, like since the 80s, 90s, whatever it is. Like he has those basketball tournaments, street ball in New York as well.
Yeah.
He coaches a team. I don't know all the details, but the guy he's been there in the rough days, and like he deserves to be there. He's not DJ Khaled. Like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's not all I do is win bullshit kind of guy. He shows up.
Sorry. Rangers just
no
groaning
worries,
very loudly.
I didn't hear anything, just so you know. It's fine.
It was just distracting for me. That was why it was funny. Okay, so celebrities use celebrities to help you sell things. I think that's the influencer.
Or turn to Jesus if you're the Spurs. They had the nuns. If you don't have the celebrities.
I forgot about them.
If you don't have the celebrities, you can pray.
I was like, wait, where are you going with this? I was like, oh, the Spurs, or the nuns. I forgot about the nuns. That was funny. You know what's also really funny? Obviously, it's like New York versus San Antonio. I'm going to throw a little bit of shade at San Antonio. They're like, the Knicks games had Wu-Tang Clan and Cardi B.
It's not fair. Stop it.
And then the San Antonio Spurs had a dog on a beach ball. Did you hear Dolan say that, the owner of the Knicks?
Don't punch down. It's not fair.
That was so funny.
And also, Wu-Tang was there for Game 4, halftime show.
Yeah.
It was dead silent. And it was Wu-Tang in New York. That's how depressing that halftime was before the turnaround.
Counterpoint, Wu-Tang got them up ready to go to play for the second half.
They were not there. The players were not there. So I doubt it, but let's say that happened. Let's say that happened.
Well, whatever. And the talent, I think the point still stands. The talent was...
Look, hot take. I think Taylor Swift got the crowd fired up because she was going mental when they got the lead to 18. She was going crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize she was like a big Knicks fan. She's been a big Knicks fan.
Well, she was a
while.
Cavs fan last round, so I don't know.
Was she?
Yeah, she was.
I thought she was a Knicks fan. Okay, well,
with her fiance, I don't know what it is.
Kelsey or
yeah,
not Kelsey.
They're getting married at Madison Square Garden. That's what I heard somewhere. Yeah,
I think I told you that.
No, Bill Simmons. Definitely.
Oh, okay. All right, good. I'm glad I am stating that for a fact because I didn't actually know if that was true or not. Okay. The next thing, you could get away with whatever the fuck you want as long as you don't get caught.
Is this a Wemby thing?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I mean,
like, however many times he got away with the things that he got away with.
Hey, of course he's a top 3 player globally. The rankings don't matter.
Talent.
He may be the best one. He may be second, third. This is not the time to argue that. I didn't know he had that mean streak in him. Like, also, I'm not gonna say anything worse than that, but I thought he was do things the right way, play the right way. Turns out he's not.
I think he plays on the edge, which
I was surprised,
honestly, I perceived him as very straight edge, but it's okay if he plays on the edge. I'm good
absolutely.
With if that was a player on my team, I would fuck with that player. Like,
no, also I'm in your head to Mitchell Robinson. Like, how did that work out?
I mean, yeah, he was in his head. He was in his head to defend him better.
Yeah.
But it's also interesting. There's some B2B-ness to that as well.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily advocating for always doing this, but sometimes there's things you might be able to do to help the business that you should beg for forgiveness rather than ask for permission. And there's some, like, with regards to sometimes with A/B testing or sometimes with like building products or making changes to pages, the goal shouldn't be to like screw people over, but sometimes if you just keep on getting blocked and blocked and blocked and like, I can't do anything, sometimes it's better to just do the thing and beg for forgiveness and say, I thought this was okay. We could revert it back. We could keep it. Also, here are the results. It kicked ass when we did the thing. So just FYI.
Going back to basketball, it might just backfire and you might be seen as the devil.
Yeah. But like, pick your poison. Like, would you rather be seen as the devil for trying to do something and trying to help the business and having it not work out or pissing people off? Would you rather just sit and stagnate and just not,
I'd rather do the right thing the right way.
Right. You're better than us. We get it.
I know.
Okay, next one. Take big bets and don't ever worry about the future, ever, for any reason.
Let me try to guess who. De'Aaron Fox?
That's funny. I was thinking about this with Michael Bridges or Michal. I don't know.
Michal, yeah. But nah, he didn't. You mean the trade?
5 first-round picks for him.
Trade. Hey, can I quote Josh Hart and all the other Knicks players?
Yeah.
Fuck them picks.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, take big bets and don't ever worry about the future. Just keep on doing big things. It doesn't matter if you won the ship.
No, that's terrible advice because we had Isaiah Thomas as our GM. He was only taking big bets for like.
Obviously, this is a joke, right?
No, of course.
It's the victors write the story. What's the word?
I don't know in English, but yeah, that's basically the meaning.
Yeah, whatever that thing is. Like, whatever happens, if you win, you could tell the story that way.
Yeah.
So if you take a big bet and you win, who gives a shit? But if you take a big bet and lose, blame it on someone else.
Getting a second round pick back in a trade, you can find your way to second round picks. They're not as precious as lottery picks. So 5 second round picks, it's a lot of picks.
It was 5 first-round picks.
Was it first rounders? Like
I'm pretty sure.
I'm not, or 5 total. Doesn't even matter at this point. The thing is,
so I can tell you. Here
yes,
it is.
you can have a
It's
look.
kind of
You can have a
crazy how they did this. So I'm not going to even try and pronounce any of these names. I'm just going to go for the first-round picks. Unprotected first-round pick 2025.
Okay.
Unprotected first-round pick
So
2027.
it was all first. Okay.
Unprotected 2029. Unprotected 2031. And then
And
top 4 protected 2025 first. All
Okay.
first.
Yeah, it's all first.
And a second round in 2025.
Yeah. Look, one thing you have to take into account here is that trade brought back together the Villanova team. And without the Nova Knicks, the title doesn't happen.
Well, except for that one Villanova guy that we sent out, right?
But he was there at the time.
Yeah.
So-
True.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of picks. It's also we have a chance to win now, and we need to do something about it.
I think that's like, it's a good thing it was a calculated decision.
Yeah.
Michael Bridges Bridges had a history of positive results and driving with Villanova, with that team, and with, I think he was on the Brooklyn Nets, right?
And Suns, yeah, he was in the
And the
finals.
Suns.
Yeah.
So he had a track record, and that's a funny A/B test, right? Like, you have data to show that this thing is worth doing and worth investing in. So you take the big bet, take the big swing. That's okay. It's a calculated risk, but it's a calculated risk. It's not just
100%, yes, absolutely.
They didn't just drop 5 first-round picks for like a random unknown player with potential upside.
I'll
with no
remind
track
you
record.
that maybe 2010. I don't know the year, but when Amari Stoudemire was supposed to extend his contract with the Suns, and nobody wanted to sign him because he had no knees at that point, and his contract could not be insured. The Knicks took a risk, and that was not a calculated risk. And the fun lasted for 6 months, and then he got hurt, and it was over. It was magical while the Knicks were winning with him.
Right.
This is a different thing. Like, you're not going to get all 5 of those picks back, but you can find your way to 2 or 3 of those if you really need them. You can also sign veterans instead of picks. And is Jose Alvarado better than any of those picks? Probably.
Literally, none of this matters if you win.
Yeah. If you win,
Like,
exactly.
It literally doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
none of this conversation matters if you win big.
So true.
It was a calculated bet. Things worked out incredibly in your favor. All the things lined up. It's okay to take big bets. We're in
So
testing,
true.
but it's okay to take big bets.
And let's talk about bets before that thing. Brunson took a bet by saying no to $113 million.
Okay, can I
I'll
say
stop.
that's,
I'll stop.
That's one of mine.
I'll stop
So
that.
okay, yes.
Can I just say OG Anunoby? Probably the best trade ever. You're giving away 2 beloved young players on your roster for a guy who's kind of unproven. Nobody knows what he is, but you know what he could be, and it turns out that he really is that version of himself. So it's beautiful.
I mean, that's another
Leon Rose is
bet,
amazing.
right? He has a track history, but you're taking a calculated risk.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of calculated risks that went into these things.
Yeah.
But calculated was part of the conversation.
Absolutely. Absolutely, yes.
So one of the things that you were mentioning, obviously, was Brunson took a lot less money to be part of the Knicks, and he could have taken the bank, but he took less salary to be part of a winning championship team and build a winning championship team surrounded by amazing talent, like the GOAT status level of just like New York City, like leader, and like all the positive things you could say about a human being a captain.
Yeah.
Amazing. So where does this relate to B2B? What this means is for your next role, you should take less money so that you could build. So you should take less money at your next role so your boss could build a better team. And by that, it means you all should take less money so you could invest a lot more money either into AI or invest into your boss.
You know what that
getting
is?
extra-
You know what that is? If you're a founder or a CEO, pay yourself less and try to secure the best talent. So
Yeah,
your
you know
company
what?
can grow.
That's a serious
Let's do
version
that.
of
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
The non-serious version, obviously, is if you're a junior
So
analyst
bad.
or
That was
whatever, you should
terrible.
just take less money. And dude, they'll
my
pay
God.
you in pizza parties. Or sorry, pizza party singular.
I don't know if they're doing those anymore.
they'll pay you in pizza party and access to a ping pong table sometimes.
Maybe that. Yeah. Oh,
if
my
you
God.
force yourself to come into office. Okay, this one's actually, I love this one because this is like anti-Nick. Okay, you might
Okay.
fight me on this because you obviously are pro Nick. So this is a quote from Josh Hart. I'm never a huge analytics guy. At a certain point, they're a lamppost to a drunk person. You could lean on them, but it won't get you home. So what's and the funny part, I think this was in response to
Kenny Atkinson,
the Cavs head coach,
Yeah.
who was like, analytically, we've won. We won 2 out of 3 in terms of expected score. And it's like, no, but you lost. Like at the end of the day, you lost. It doesn't matter what the analytics say. You did lose. And I think there's a B2B A/B testing part of this where it's like, if you run a bunch of tests and you lose a bunch and you're like, oh, you learned a bunch of things, like you still need to ultimately like win the game. You need to ultimately drive winning tests. Analytics has to be balanced with results and driving stuff. If you just have a bunch of dashboards that tell you how much you're not doing and how badly your company's doing, the analytics is...
You know what I would compare this to? And it might work better, but you tell me. So you can just look at dashboards all day, or you can start talking to your customers and trying to improve what they're doing and help them get their job done in a better way.
Yeah.
I think that analogy might work better, but I'm okay with yours.
I think I'm basically saying that. Like, I think there's a... Well, let me flesh that out. That's a really good way to do it. So Josh Hart's point is like, I'm not a huge analytics guy because at some point it's just used to cherry pick. At that point, I think the Cavs head coach was kind of cherry picking. Like you could pick the analytics for expected score, but there's going to be other analytics that more accurately represent the story, which is you lost.
Yes.
And it was probably their defense that wasn't well, their shooting percentage that wasn't well.
The collapse in the fourth quarter that wasn't well. Like, I think Kenny Atkinson used something like we were leading at halftime or after 3 quarters, and then our analysts and Josh Hart was really clowning what Kenny Atkinson had said. Like he was really like analytically, he kept saying analytically. So you can fall in love with dashboards all you want. If you're not getting your job done and you're just looking at dashboards, you're doing nothing.
Well, even Josh Hart, like, or maybe he didn't say this. I don't know who said this, but the Knicks were only winning out of the series like 24% of the time. Right?
Something like that. Yeah, that's
something small exactly. like that.
Yes.
So, like, people could argue if, like,
you're talking about the finals, not the
finals, just the finals. Yeah. And, like, you could argue, oh, well, the Spurs were the better team because they were winning for more part. And it's like, at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. Like, you have to drive the results. You have to win. And, yeah, that was...
Yep.
The Josh Hart quote was pretty interesting.
It was so good. It was so good.
You do have to balance it. You can't rely on analytics because people cherry pick. And I think the Cavs head coach cherry picked some of that data. But I think also Josh Hart saying, like, I think he didn't necessarily mean never use analytics. I think he's just taking jabs at that other guy.
100%.
Yeah.
Of course. Maybe he doesn't care. There was a big debate about analytics in basketball because it wasn't a thing. It started in baseball and then kind of moved on to basketball as well with the Sloan Conference like 15 years ago, something like that. There was a lot of pushback from people like Charles Barkley, Phil Jackson in the early days of analytics. Analytics is not going to win you games because you need to play the game to win the game. Analytics is actually good because it tells you that this player is the most efficient from this spot. Let's just try to get him to this spot. It's trying to tell you how to play the game better. It's not just dry analytics without anything out of context. That said, what Kenny Atkinson had told to the press was just dumb.
Yeah, that was bad. But to that point, like the analytics, I have to imagine the analytics told Mike Brown, the head coach.
Yep.
Yeah. The analytics told Mike Brown things that were going on, things that were going well, going into like halftime.
Every single team does that. Yeah, of course. Absolutely, yes.
They didn't just ignore the stats. They used the stats, which is why every game they course corrected and adjusted and got better at the end of from like halftime into full time.
If anyone cares about basketball analytics, follow Professor Kirk Goldsberry on Instagram, whatever. He writes for The Ringer. He does podcasts there. He's one of the people who invented basketball analytics.
Was that the reaction video you sent me to?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's a good follow. The last one I had prepared was don't be afraid to lose because it might take weeks, months, years, half a decade, half a century for you to ultimately win.
53 years.
But you know what? Fuck it. You might win one day. And
that's terrible strategy. That's like gambling.
Keep on doing it.
That's like gambling. That's like slot machines. Like I'm gonna win eventually. I don't.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty bad advice. Don't do that in B2B. If you're losing, cut your losses.
If you're losing, see what's wrong and try to do better. Don't just keep trying with.
I was trying to end on an inspirational note, but realistically, if you're in B2B, do not wait 53 years. To keep on doing the same shit. To be fair to the Knicks, they didn't have the same lineup or do the same GM and the same strategy for 53 years.
Absolutely right. But this is what I wanted to end on. The reason it's not the reason they won the title. They won the title because a lot of things need to break your way and you need to be lucky as well. But the reason they're finding success again after really a historic drought for New York basketball is because they're going back to their roots. Like Knicks team was always the non-flashy, doing the dirty work. They're doing everything you can to win without caring about what you're going to look while you're dunking it. Like there are players and teams who care about that. New York historically hasn't. Once they rediscover that, and the heart and soul and the brain of all that is Brunson, who really is about as non-flashy as a basketball player can be. He does not give a shit about any of that. Like how many times did he say 0-0 during this series? Whenever they ask him, what do you think about the next game? 0-0. I don't give a shit. He didn't want to get into the room with the trophy. He didn't want to see the trophy before he won it. Like he's as locked in as any person ever. The reason the Knicks are finding success and the team is so behind the city. Like there's never been this level of frenzy for sports, for a sports team.
Frenzy, unification, camaraderie.
It's Gotham City. Like if you look at New York now, it's Gotham City.
Actually, you know what's crazy? It looked crazy.
Yeah.
But if you actually look at some of the videos, it got cleaned up real quick. It actually looks
okay.
Yeah. I was just as shocked to see the videos. Yeah. I'll send it to you offline. But they cleaned up the city real quick from how much shit that I saw.
Even the burnt school buses. Yeah.
They probably just put the school buses somewhere else.
They burned 6 school buses.
Fair enough.
Lunatics. But the reason the city is so crazy about this team is because that's the soul of a New York basketball team. Like this is why I fell in love with this team in the 90s, because when they had Charles Oakley and Mason and Ewing and Starks and then later Houston and Sprewell and all those people, Camby, those were people who did not care about what they looked like. Like they don't care about the analytically and that kind of. They just play the game, head down, play the game, and just win that way. And this team is winning that way, and you see what that means for the city. Like there's World Cup happening in the city.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone noticed because of what the Knicks are doing.
Well, there's I think it's a Puerto Rico parade happening in New York City today too, which is just
that's cool.
It's just going to probably be a continuation of the Knicks
that's celebration. Really cool. Yeah, I like that. The parade is on Thursday, I think. The Knicks parade, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's all the list I had for you. I thought that was a fun way to kind of just
amazing
think about the Knicks. Any other B2B things you've learned from this Knicks run?
Honestly, not B2B. This is life advice. Let's go to life advice corner now. If you don't know who you are and what you're trying to do, you might get lucky and achieve something, but you fucking need to know what you want to do and who you are before any good things happen. I wanted the Knicks to win when Eddie Curry was the center. I wanted him to win when Michael Sweetney was playing. When we had Marbury and Steve Francis, I was delusional about that team as well. When we had Jeremy Lin thing happen,
insanity.
I was delusional. Mellow. But now they figured out who they are, because those teams never had an identity. This team has an identity like no other team in professional basketball. I guarantee you that. There's
Can I make that B2B?
Yeah, please.
I think that's true with B2B. We're in an ever-growing AI everything, and
This is the first time we said AI, by the way. I kept track, and I'm so happy about that.
Hell yeah. Well, and I'm saying it negatively, not even positively. But I think there's the differentiation when it comes to products and who you are as a B2B person, or even you as an employee working at a company, is to me is one of the more important things. Like, what's your brand? What's your personal brand? What's the Shiva brand? What's the Sani brand? What's the company brand? How do you differentiate? I know you have maybe you don't love Ramp, but I think what Ramp does really well is it stands out as.
To be clear, I don't know enough about them to love them or hate them, but that interview was really something that wasn't to my taste.
So you have mixed feelings about Ramp, but I think the idea that I see Ramp and like Rippling and some of these other companies is they have strong branding. They're differentiating. They're doing something to stand out in a sea of sameness, in a sea of AI, of averaging for everything. Like, what a badass idea to just get an office accountant to come in and do that, right? And that's a big bet. Sorry, Ranger's
He's quiet. Like, your mic is good enough.
I know you can't hear it, but it's like he sounds like a fucking whale. It's really funny. He's just like,
That's awesome.
I think he has some. He's having some tummy trouble, so I think he might just be groaning because he's. Anyway, personal stuff aside, yeah, dude. I think like that's where I've been trying to focus a lot of my time on. Like, what is the Shiva brand?
Yep.
What is it for me to be brand? Who am I as an employee? What do I want to do? I think that's true that people should take that home internally for their 100%. Own like personal brand. And then if you're a B2B brand, what are you doing to differentiate? What are you doing to like stand out? And I think that's going to be ever important coming through 2026 onward.
Can I mention a mutual friend, Juliana, and something she told me about a year and a half ago?
I mean, also, by the way, just speaking of people who differentiate, like her brand, her newsletter, her personality, that's another one. It's just, she's one of a kind.
She's just unapologetically Juliana. Like that's her brand. She is who she is. And I hope she never changes. But
I don't know. Like, I don't know if I could describe her other than unapologetically Juliana, but like, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
But let's say a year and a half ago, it was in one of the Slacks that doesn't have history, so I cannot check when she sent me that message. Like, we were talking, and she was on my podcast in the past, and I was doing all kinds of things. I was trying to do some products. I was doing CRO, and she sent me a message, bro, what the fuck do you even do? And that really, like, completely flipped the switch for me. If someone who knows me is not sure, nobody knows. So everything after that was really a decision I made consciously, that I want to choose how I position myself. And I don't want it to just happen based on all the trails I live online. I want it to be as clean as possible. And yeah, thanks, Juliana. You're the best.
I love it. All right, Sani, what do you want to plug anything? You have your No Hacks.
Nohack.co. It's a podcast. It's a YouTube channel. I'm trying to do a lot of content this year. I'm really, really pushing hard. Like, this is my what happens if I try really hard year, and encouraging results early on. I'll keep doing it until the rest of the year, and for the rest of the year, and probably even beyond that, because it seems to be paying off. Nohacks.co/subscribe if you want to subscribe.
Any exclusive partnerships with big companies you feel like disclosing?
Absolutely not. No, never. I hope, well, I need to be careful about what I'm saying, but I think having a sponsor changes the dynamic completely. And for that reason, I would like to find other ways to directly make money with No Hacks. Like, it leads to consulting. That's great. That's fine. Sure. I don't know. I feel like putting a sticker on changes the dynamic way too much for me to be able to. I mean, you're in the same position, basically.
I agree. That's why I don't take sponsors. Unless someone wants to pay me a lot of money, then I'll happly sell out.
I love that.
Especially as a newly minted thought leader, experimentation winner, award winner.
What do you have to plug?
Just my podcast. And Zero After Dark is a fun time whenever we hop on.
That's awesome.
Just to chat about kind of bullshit and ramble.
Do you know what we're going to do? Season preview. That's going to be, like, let's say September, October. Let's do season preview. Knicks season preview.
Okay. Let's do it. We should do like a sports ball episode. It's not just the Knicks.
I would love that.
I'm not educated on the Knicks as much as you are, but then I could lecture you about hockey.
That would be good. I would love that.
And then we could have some fun.
You know what? That would be a fun podcast talking about hockey and basketball.
Yeah.
And
so to be clear, I think you should be a Rangers fan.
I don't know why. I know there's a Rangers guy, Thomas Lundqvist or something, in the arena every time.
Henrik
Lundqvist, yeah.
This guy.
Sorry. Yes. So he's in the arena for most of the Knicks games, and that's all I know about the Rangers.
He's in the arena a lot because he's just like a big Knicks fan. He's like one of the most iconic Rangers to put the sweater on because he was like an 8th round pick, but he's a Hall of Fame winning goaltender. Anyway, I could talk all about him for ages, but I think for the same reasons that I am a Knicks fan because we're MSG brothers, you should be a Rangers fan.
I like that. I would not say no to that. I don't even know all of the rules of hockey. Just to be, I know some of them.
I couldn't tell you all the rules of basketball because even if I do know them, they don't ever call them the same in any game. So
especially when the Spurs are playing.
To be clear, okay, I don't want to. This is a lot of shade thrown into the Spurs.
They deserve it. That's the only reason why we're doing it.
I don't want to throw the shade that you're throwing because Stefan Castle's a UConn boy, and I fuck with that. He was a great UConn player, and I thought he put on a hell of a series. Wemby.
Not yesterday. Let's just.
I thought he played well. I thought he played well in the series.
His first missed shot was a tip-in dunk in 5 seconds before 10 before the end of the game yesterday.
Well, don't you talk bad about my boy Stefan Castle.
Hey.
I thought the Spurs gave it. They put on a hell of a series, right? The Knicks. I think the Knicks deserve to win, and they did win. And it's a great series for the Knicks. But like, I respect the Spurs. I think
absolutely.
I don't love all the officiating calls. I don't think Wemby was a purposely dirty player in like, I don't know, some of the worst ways. But I respected the Spurs for the effort, the talent. Like they played a hell of a series.
I completely agree, and they're way ahead of schedule with this young team. Like they were not supposed to be. They were supposed to win, according to the bookies, I think between 45 and 50 games before the season. They won 62 or whatever it was. They beat OKC with injured players, but still, they're ahead of schedule. It's just about how damaging this will be for their development. Like they can either bounce back stronger, or this can really cause some problems because they have a Fox problem now that they did not have 6 months ago or 3 months ago. Like that's going to hurt.
You know what's funny about that?
Yeah.
Adam Fox plays for the Rangers, and he's like one of the best players for the Rangers. Cool. So it's kind of funny.
De'Aaron Fox. Let's not get the Spurs. It's a Knicks month. Let's not talk about the Spurs, but
just respect I respect the Spurs for putting on a hell of a series.
Absolutely, yes. Dylan Harper is going to be maybe the best guard in 3 years in the NBA. Like that's how good I think he is. I think they would be a top 4 team without Wemby next year.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we'll put a wrap on that one. Drop a comment for all of the Knicks fans, and maybe throw some Knicks.
Both people listening to this, please leave a comment. Yep.
Yeah, I think we might get like Eddie with the hype. I made a LinkedIn post. I was like, I wonder how many LinkedIn people will see me and see the Knicks and drop a like. I got like 7 people either liking or commenting. So I'm like, I don't know if maybe they haven't woken up yet because they were still celebrating. So that might maybe
wrong platform for that, man. I think LinkedIn is for selfies and whatever lessons learned.
Yeah, that's why we're going to talk about the lessons that we learned from this Knicks championship. Hell yeah, what is I
know.
All right, y'all, that was fun. Thanks for tuning in. 43 minutes, and we'll catch you guys next time.
That was awesome. Talk to you soon.